All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Listen, Yankiel Rivera on August 23rd is going to face his toughest opponent that I think is his toughest opponent by far. Is 19-0 with one no contest, Angelino Cordova. I think he's the former or current WBO international champion, something to that effect. So that's going to be one to go look at him because we all know Yankiel Rivera. So we're going to take a look at what his opponent is actually going to bring to the table, and is he going to bring difficulties to Yankiel? This guy has like double the fights plus a professional than Yankiel Rivera. So we're going to take a look at that. But first, if you're new here, thank you for stopping in and checking out this video. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for the continued support. Now, listen, I don't want to bring this up real quick, but I think I must, just so that we understand where we are. A little transparency of how YouTube works. So YouTube, you have to meet $100 every month to get a paycheck once a month, every time, right? So having said all that, that's the threshold that I have to meet. Now, I haven't been working since like February, and I've been using this as sort of a tip jar. Now, thank God, I've been doing okay. I've been, looking, nothing's been biting, but this is what's so important for you guys to sort of just kind of hit the like button, share it, and all that stuff, just to help a brother out. I'm not saying I need donations or any sort of like super chat or anything like that. Just alone the support that you've been giving me, sharing it and all that stuff, and just keep liking and letting the algorithm pick it up. That's good enough for me. So just as an FYI, that's believe you me, these videos oftentimes they make they make pennies, bro. But I do it because I love it and it's fun. Yada yada yada. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's take a look at Huracán from Venezuela. That's what his name is. Angelino Cordova. Listen, this fight here with Martinez, I picked it not because it was his latest, because it was his toughest. He actually lost this on the scorecards. Later, we found out that Martinez actually popped dirty for 3 different banned substances, 2 diuretics and a masking agent, right? So the dude was on the shit. Like, he was on it. He was all Victor Conte out. Like, I don't know who was doing it. I'm just saying. I'm just playing that for fun. I don't know who supplied him with the what and the doohickeys. But he did pop. The always problem that I had with these people popping is that they always pop after the fight. Like, the damage is already done, right? Like, it's already done. And then they got enough to call it a no contest. How about you call it a win for the guy who got cheated? But anyway, I digress. By the way, Angelino Cordova has one of the most annoying habits in all of boxing. He makes the weirdest sound when he's fighting, and it's so annoying. Anyway, let's take a look at this fight. These are the highlights right here. As soon as the fight starts, I'm gonna let you listen to what the actual sound that I'm talking about is. It's so annoying, and I haven't heard something like this in a long time. Amateur fighters do this. It's just annoying. I'll be honest, it's just annoying, bro. All right, listen. You hear that? Like, bro, that's diabolical to make that sound for an entire fight. Like, that's crazy. To be clear, though, this was for a world title. Cordova did fight for the world title here, and this fight with Yankiel is going to be for the WBA interim title as well. And this guy has title fight experience. Now, the problem that happened is that Martinez, although he won on the scorecards, and you'll see, I don't know if they'll show it in this highlight, but Cordova's cheekbone or jaw must have been broken. And Martinez then later popped for 3 different banned substances, 2 diuretics and a diluter, so that way, can mask, it's a masking agent basically to mask like PEDs, steroids, right? It's performance enhancers. So this guy popped for everything in the world, bro. So it made sense because in this fight, Cordova was hitting him with some shots, and he was like going forward. It was a crazy event after the fact. It was a no contest. My problem is when these guys get caught, it's just like a no contest unless it's not a main star fighter. But I get it. Also, but why no contest, right? Like a no contest. And how come we couldn't spot these in the earlier, tests, right? Or did they even test? The damage is already done. A no contest doesn't do shit for Cordova. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. He already added miles to his odometer at that point, right? That he can never get back. It's crazy. All right, let's continue with this. I just don't understand the whole situation. If you can see here, Cordova is kind of like he's a slow fighter, right? A slow puncher. My problem is that he has a lot of knockouts and a lot of experience in comparison to Yankiel. Yankiel reminds me a lot of Mini Pacman, where he has not a lot of power, but he's really, really refined. My problem is in this fight is not that Yankiel can't outbox him and out-hustle him, is can he discourage Cordova from going and cutting the distance and lunging at him and making it a fight, dragging the mud fight, because if that's the case, it's going to end up could possibly end up like Mini Pac-Man, except that this opponent is not as doesn't have the abilities that Mini Pac-Man's opponent had. He's less so, but you never know because he can't swat, at this flyweight. You know what I mean? So he does punch really slow. So Yankiel has a lot of opportunity to get in between the shots, but he has to be able to judge distance, get in when he wants to get in, get out when he wants to get out. You know what I'm saying? Hit him in between the shots when he wants to, and he has to be able to get out of there in time, right? So he has to be real on his game about that, because my worry is that this guy on 3 different substances couldn't discourage him from going forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that worries me about the whole situation. Like, and this is a little bit sped up in this highlight. I'm pretty sure in some instances, not the whole thing, but the guy's just like, he's just, now, if you want to say rock and sock him without too much skill set, forget Matias. This guy, Cordova, is that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he doesn't have it. He didn't show it in this fight, but it could have been the fact that Martinez just wouldn't go down because it could have been affected by the performance enhancers. You just don't know at this point, right? That's the issue. You don't know what could have been. And again, here, you see how he ducks in and he swats. He just goes in. See right there, bang, uppercut. He'll go in and he'll rush you with a punch. He'll go and rush forward with a punch. Yankiel doesn't bang that hard. Pause. My worry is that this guy's gonna do this to Yankiel. Yankiel's not gonna have enough in his arsenal of power to keep him honest, keep him, going backward. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like when Canelo fought Mayweather. But people say Mayweather can't punch, but he has enough punch to keep Canelo honest and not bum rushing him and taking the fight to him, kept him on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So can Yankiel do the same thing? Again, this is actually more comparable to Maidana versus Mayweather if you want to have a elite level kind of like comparison. And Yankiel could be more elite later on down the road. Like, he could prove to be elite. Right now, he's a world-class prospect that's fighting for the interim. Martinez is going forward too. He has the same exact style. And that's what made this fight exciting, because he has the same exact style. But again, Yankiel won't fight him like this, and he shouldn't fight him like this. Don't make the same mistakes that Mini Pac-Man did. Do not think you have that power, because you don't. I'm sure he doesn't think so. But again, you see all of that right there. It's just a lot of wide swinging. He's going to have a lot of opportunity to get in between shots, right? So that's good. He's going to have a lot of that opportunity. But this is going to be his most experienced fighter. He's fought for a world title. He's had the WBO Intercontinental title. This guy, he can do a lot. Now, they were knockdowns, they said, in this fight. You saw one real quick there. I didn't see it in the highlights that I was watching. For some reason, they cut those knockdowns out of the highlights. I don't know why. But there were 2 of them. Again, this guy was swatting Martinez. I mean, he was on the juice. And that's not alleged. That was proven. Turned into a no contest. Cordova was winning for his dear life there. Because, again, I mean, this guy was on the juice, man. Like, his face started to swell right there. And, man, listen, I can imagine how much that hurts getting hit over and over in a spot that you probably have a broken orbital. You know what I mean? But the kid, you see, he has guts. He'll go right to you. He'll walk right to you. It's like, that was the second knockdown. You see what I'm saying? If you stand there with him, he's gonna bang, and he does have bang. Like, he does have pop. Yankiel, I know you know better, so don't do that. Don't do the. Again, I'm sorry, Mini Pac-Man. You're a good fighter, bro, but I don't want to pick on y'all. Like, I don't want to pick on the Dominicans. It's just not what I'm here to do. He's gonna want to fight. He's gonna want to fight Yankiel like this. He's gonna want to take Yankiel into these type of rounds and fight and try to make it a dirty fight. And I mean dirty, not that he's a dirty fighter, because I haven't seen anything dirty yet. He's gonna want to make a roughhouse tactic fight out of the whole situation. Man, they were. I mean, I'm telling you, they were swinging for the fences, man. Eventually, like I said, Cordova's face would just swell up. He was hurt. I mean, but like I said, this guy was on the juice. He was on the juice, and it just, it was a bad situation. He took a lot of punishment, but he gave good punishment too. But as you can see, the guy can swat. He's gonna make for a good fight. He's gonna push Yankiel. He's gonna push those buttons on the 23rd. I think that's when this fight is, the 23rd. And I think Jermaine also is fighting on the same card. Listen, it's gonna be a great card. It's gonna be a good fight. I want to see what Yankiel actually has when he has a guy that he probably really can't hurt. It's gonna go forward all night, has championship level experience, and it's undefeated because this is a no contest. And I don't blame him for making a no contest, because who knows if this guy didn't juice, could he have knocked him down? Could he have broke his over the bone? Could he have swollen up his jaw like that? We don't know. So I'm not gonna hold that against him, that he lost this fight pretty much hands down. But let's see what Yankiel can do with him. Yankiel is a clean fight, and they're both clean. But anyway, let me know what you think. You think that Yankiel is gonna walk through this guy and outbox him, I'll shoe shine him, or you think this is gonna be his toughest test, and it might just be a dirt in the mud kind of war? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.